Today, I'll be answering questions for Jacob Lenov's YouTube channel. I grew up right here in good old LA, Los Angeles, California. How did I get into wrestling? What sparked my interest in it? Well, honestly, I was a little kid. I was about 6, maybe 7, and I was channel surfing after watching Pee-wee's Playhouse. And I stumbled upon a cop, Big Boss Man, beating up on some local jobber, some no-name guy. And then afterwards, Ravishing Rick Rude and Jake the Snake had started their program where Ravishing Rick Rude was coming on to Jake the Snake's wife. And so Jake the Snake got involved. All that drama, all the wrestling, all the hard pounding and everything. I loved it, man. What was your first big match? My first big match was my first match against Peter Goodman. Unfortunately, Peter Goodman has passed away since, but that guy, he walked me through the whole match. Although I had been already training for maybe a year and a half, 2 years, I didn't really know what I was getting myself into until I got inside that ring with a crowd around me. That was a completely different animal, a completely different beast. In training, I thought I was pretty good. Once I got in the ring with that live crowd, with the lights, woo, I was a deer in the headlights. What was the first time you significantly won against an opponent? When you won an actual award? Well, I'm guessing you're saying like a championship. When I actually won my very first championship, that was back maybe 7, 8 years ago. I won a tag team championship. I'm not a guy who really goes for championships. I go more for, I need to entertain not just the crowd, but I need to entertain myself here. I need to, if I can make myself laugh, cry, get angry at myself, then I know that I've been able to relate that to the audience. So that's what I go for. But yeah, the first title I ever won was with Ricky Mandel against the guys who trained me, the Ballard brothers. Wrestling can be a real hazardous sport. You sustained injuries? What kind? Well, where do we start? Let's start with first year into training maybe. I broke my ankle and it looked like a rainbow. It was shaped like a rainbow. They had to smash the foot back into place. And that wasn't fun. But I still kept at it. The next injury might have been when I tore my part of my bicep. As you can see, it looks significantly different. It goes straight to the bone there. I still got this side though. The next one was I tore out of the 3 ligaments you have in your shoulder. I tore 2 of them. So now I only have 1. But the very worst injury I ever sustained in the ring was a broken clavicle. If I may show you guys, I was in the best physical shape I had ever been. I had been doing CrossFit. I had been doing incorporating heavy lifting with the CrossFit. So not only did I have the cuts, but I also had the size that I was looking for. I was about 205, maybe 210 at the time. Right now I'm 195. As you can see, it's off. See, that's straight right there. This breaks off here and then it connects here, and I was out of wrestling for some time. I actually came back a little too early and tried to push my body, and that wasn't very good. It wasn't fun, but it was a challenge that I was able to take head on and keep going forward. I remember breaking my clavicle. I was in the ring and I took a bad move where I landed awkwardly bad, and I could have nearly died if I would have just landed a little closer to my neck. I did tweak my neck a little, but thank God I'm fine. I did finish the match because as I laid there, I was screaming. I didn't even know what was going on, honestly. I just started digging into the hole that I had up here because, well, you know, the clavicle was like this. When it broke, it was doing this. And so one piece was pointing down to my lung. The other piece was trying to protrude out of my skin. And so I'm digging in there and I'm just hearing crunching sounds. And at the same time, I'm screaming and screaming in pain. But I wasn't cognizant of what was truly going on. Part of me was screaming and was in pain. The other part was trying to figure out what's wrong. Why is this body screaming? Let's figure out, okay, is it broke? Hopefully it's not broken. Hopefully it's just dislocated. I tried to get up and my arm just wouldn't work. Once I did manage to get up, the guy I was wrestling with alongside another wrestler, he hit the other guy with something. I turned around, kicked him. I tried to set up for my finishing move. I just couldn't execute it. I knew right away that there was something really wrong there, but I still didn't quite know. I went around him, threw him to the mat, covered him, 1, 2, 3, and for some reason, once I heard that bell ring, I knew exactly what was wrong. I knew this thing was, it was broken. I mean, massive break. In the x-rays, you could see pieces of bone had splintered around my body. It took me a very long time to recover. Is there a wrestling competition you want to compete that you haven't yet? Or anyone you want to fight that you haven't yet? Honestly, I'm up for any competition. Big or small, thin or wide. I just want to get in there and entertain. And with different people that I can do it with, that means that's a different story I can tell in the ring. Now, as in who I really want to wrestle, I want to wrestle guys who maybe I grew up watching. But at the same time, most of the guys I grew up watching are a little older. And so, you know, right now at this point, since I'm getting a little up there in age, I just want to entertain. And I just want to stay competitive. What town or city, based on your experience, really has the best wrestling matches or the best opportunities for wrestlers to make it big? And why do you feel that way? Well, honestly, right now, California, Southern California, is beginning to rise. Although I'm not getting that many bookings on American style, I'm getting a lot more bookings on Lucha Libre style. We got a lot of opportunities down here. And if the wrestling doesn't come up, sometimes Hollywood comes a-knocking. Like I used to do a lot of Spanish TV. Maybe you've heard of these shows. José Luis Sin Censura, Lagrimita y Costel, 12 Corazones. I also appeared on RuPaul's Drag Race. And not too long ago, last year actually, I came out on Ray Donovan and on a Netflix show called Love. So if wrestling isn't working that much, sometimes something else does pop up, which is awesome. This is the end of part 1 of this interview. Stay tuned for part 2. This has been Hector Canales. Find me on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just look for me, Hector Canales Wrestling.